Hello, my name is Vincent Nemeimana and this is Miklah Life, your life in fullness. So today we are back again with the usual evidence-based life transforming inspirations, and we are talking about what is life purpose according to science. This is part 2. In the first part, we answered the question of when we talk about life purpose, what exactly are we talking about, as in we're looking at the definitions of what life purpose is before we can go ahead to discover what we are here for, or the real life purpose that humanity or all of us are here for. In the definition in the first part, we found out that life purpose is more than life goals and big objectives and big plans, but it is the whole framework or whole theme that governs our lives, that tells us the things we do, the way we do them, and why we do them. It's the whole reason for our existence, and it is not just as simple as an objective or a plan, but it is the whole reason for our failures, our successes, our good and bad, our evil and good. Everything comes together to fulfill one broad thing, which is life purpose. But the question still remains, what is life purpose? I mean, what are we here for? And we want to look at it in 3 ways. One, according to science and or positive psychology. Then we shall also look at it according to philosophy. And then finally, we shall look at it according to theology. And we shall gauge and see which one is telling the truth. What is the purpose of living? Why are we here? What is the end goal, end result of all the hustles? My name is Vincent Nemeimana and this is Miklah Life, and as always I really kindly ask you to hit that subscribe button down there and be part of this community. Support this YouTube channel by just subscribing to this YouTube channel. Remember to click on the bell icon that shows there after as well, so that you don't miss notifications regarding our newest videos. Now let's get started. What is life purpose according to science? Now, in general, science and positive psychology brings our life purpose to just goals, to accomplishments. In their paper, Life Crafting as a way to find purpose and meaning in life. Of course, I'm reading from the article I've already put at www.nemvix.com. That's where I'm getting some of these statistical details. Skippers and Ziegler 2019, now that's their paper. It's called Life Crafting as a way to find purpose and meaning in life. Now these two researchers, Skippers and Ziegler, or Ziegler 2019, with many references and evidence, they wrote a very big article in which they conclude like this: that they say that life purpose is having competent life goals, plans, values, and passions, and embarking on attaining these to the highest possible level. In other words, for them, or what they found out with a lot of evidence and so many other articles and researches they try to quote in their article, the one that I accessed, that life purpose is about having big, competent goals and then taking all your life trying to achieve them to the fullest level possible. Life is about putting forward big plans, big goals, and life purpose, really, most people understand it as now the endeavors, your struggles, your hustles to make or to accomplish those big plans to the fullest level possible. According to other scientists, for example, Richard Dawkins, in his paper Replicators and Vehicles, the purpose of life is to live. Okay? As in, the purpose of life is to make sure it lives on. Now, in support of the guy Darwin, of course, Darwinism, the guy of selective or natural selection, Richard says that DNA exists only to make sure that it lives on. So, therefore, everything it does is about survival. In other words, life purpose is about survival. It's about the natural selection, trying to outcompete everyone else, everything else, so that you and your family, you really can get through this thing called life purpose. So that, in other words, your struggles from birth to death is about this hustle of trying to live on. And he says that actually it is built within our DNA, that it survives Oh no, but this guy leaves a serious question unanswered. If DNA's sole purpose is to provide for itself and therefore its own existence, how come it dies? In other words, how come it fails? If it fails, it means something else is antagonizing its purpose, and maybe that someone or something else actually wants DNA to live for him or its purpose. Are you getting the idea? I mean, if life purpose is all about you or some goals, how come you fail? If you fail logically, it means some other forces are fighting against your purpose. So what if these other forces, whatever they are actually wanting you to live their purpose? On number 3, we are saying that life purpose is about meeting needs and reacting to circumstances as they arise. Sadhguru says life purpose isn't about anything else but to live.
The greatest thing about life is that there is no meaning to it. This is the greatest aspect of life, that it has no meaning to it and there is no need for it to have a meaning.
According to him, there is no such a thing as God's purpose. There is no separate creator and creation. Creation and creator are one. Thus, life and its purpose are in life, in you alive.
And is there a God-given purpose? What if God does not know you exist? No, I'm just asking by chance.
In his words, if you pay little attention to this process of life, you would not need any purpose.
If you pay little attention to this process of life, you would not need any purpose. It'll keep you engaged for 1,000,000 years if you want.
What he forgets is that none of us can find that power within our mental capabilities or even physical, intellectual, to live fully all that life gives, so that at the end we don't have anything to regret, because we have lived it all that is packed within life. According to Sadhguru, life itself is enough, and when we pay attention to it, we don't have something more to regret. He says that we just react to needs and circumstances as they come, and that is living fully. Every day you just there meeting needs, reacting to needs and circumstances as they come, and that's what life is about, not something peculiarly from outside or someone who is talking about something much bigger. No, life purpose is about you living every day fully, reacting to needs and circumstances as they come, being creative, being innovative in response to issues that are arising, and life is about that. Now we are going to number 4 suggestion from scientists, and this is by Stephen Taylor, is the one who has talked about. He says life purpose is about identifying those things that are ideal, those activities that are ideal, that are benevolent, that are so important, and giving your whole life to them. Now, this guy has a very weird theory. Through a process called awakening, psychologists are telling us that if people realize that they are important ideals, they should have lived for all along without wasting any more time. Steve Taylor has done an extensive work in this area, and for him, he wrote a book called Out of the Darkness. In the book, he discovers life purpose through what people hold dear. According to him, many people, after surviving what he calls transformational circumstances, for example, healing of cancer or surviving an accident or a bullet, or anything that was almost claiming your life and you survive it, that one, according to him, is called transformational circumstance. And so many people, after going through such circumstances, they experience what we call awakening. Now, awakening, they realize that there are so many important things that they should have given much of their time and energy, and not the things they are doing. Among the things that are ideal, that these people who this guy did research on suggested that really were ideal and should have taken much of their time and energy, were things like love, family, friends, doing good for others, called altruism, and so much more. In other words, important things in life, or life purpose, is about giving your time to ideal concepts or ideal activities. For example, loving your family, giving time to your friends, doing good, doing charity, helping out, doing good to others, and that's called altruism, and those other ideal activities that make your heart feel fulfilled. According to this guy, that's what life is about, to be a nice guy, to give your utmost time and energy to ideals, to the most important things in your life, which according to these guys is love, relationship, family, friends, and doing good to others, and so many other things. But these guys, again, they do not really hit it, because we have seen that every person has life purpose, and life purpose is much bigger than the few things that you selected to embark your life on. Now, for example, if we are to take this proposition of identifying most important things or activities in life and giving them much of our time, how do you know what matters most? After an accident? So what if you don't get the awakening, the transformational circumstances? Perhaps the better non-theological, non-philosophical presentation on this scientific approach to life purpose is by a guy called Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor. Viktor Frankl was part of the camps of the Nazis, but the guy survived. When he survived, his work on life purpose, even amidst physical constraints, led to the formation of positive psychology. Viktor, during his horrible years in the Nazi camps, observed that people's purpose exceeded accomplishments and was less likely to be shaped or influenced by circumstances. And according to his observations, any person who has found this purpose will suffer anything, including death. Now, apparently, Frankl is saying that life purpose goes beyond accomplishments, because even in the camps where there was physical constraints whereby nobody would accomplish anything, he managed to find purpose, to live for something, meaning what we live for, the totality, the total reason for the totality of everything is beyond the physical accomplishments or the goals, the plans. That's why we said that in the earlier version is that even when we die, we are dying for a purpose. Now, this is very important, because if we define life purpose as accomplishments, as the need to survive, as living for ideals, we are forgetting that there are circumstances, maybe physical, mental, and all what, that could prevent any one of us to live fully to such expectations. Now, the question is, can we have lived our life purpose? In short, science is telling us that basically life is about big plans, big goals, and then the struggle, the whole struggle to accomplish them to the highest level possible. In number 2, we are saying life purpose is about nothing but to live on, to survive, to outcompete everyone and everything else, and just live on. Number 3 is like life purpose is about living fully this life and meeting needs and circumstances as they arise. Number 4, Steve Taylor, who suggests that life purpose is about finding out ideals, the most important things, and living for them. Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor, gives us a different opinion, where he says that life purpose is beyond accomplishments, is beyond physical narratives and physical plans and physical ideals. As always, everything I share here, there is always a full article, a PDF version of it, the whole article of it, and all the links or evidences I would love you to check on for yourself. So always visit www.nemvix.com. Everything I've shared it in the description of this video, the links that you need to click on to go to my website and see for yourself what we are talking about in this video. So life purpose, according to science, basically is about having ideals, having goals, having plans, and living your life trying to achieve them to the fullest level possible. And that's what life is all about. What do you think? Is life about defining what exactly is important and then spending all your entire life trying to pursue it the best way possible? We shall find out when we consider the theories from philosophy and from theology. Next will be from philosophy, and we shall see what philosophers really say life is about. For now, ciao ciao.